I am your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. I've been listening to a lot of responses and press releases and interviews by government officials over several incidents that have taken place in the country. Authority is the privilege, the right, and the ability to give directives, to influence people to do things the way you want them to do it to achieve a set objective. Authority. Now, authority flows from trust. For people to accept your authority, they must trust you. When there is no trust, there will be reluctance and maybe non-compliance and maybe disobedience. The next thing is responsibility. If you have authority, if you want to influence people, you must be responsible. Responsibility is taking the necessary actions necessary that are needed to achieve set objectives for the benefit of society and humanity. For you to exercise authority, your responsibility, the response of your ability to achieve tasks must resonate with the people. You must be at the same frequency with them. They should understand what your intentions are, and they should appreciate the set objective that you want to attain. And then performance follows. People want to see results. They want to see results. When they see results, then they are willing to follow. And when all these are combined, trust, responsibility, responsibility, performance, then influence follows. If these factors are absent, then you have deceit, you have manipulation, you have corruption, and then tyranny will take over. I want to look at some things that have taken place in Nigeria. The recent rescue, or is it release, of the victims from Ereku. A native, an indigene, said that a few days before the attack in that church, that the vigilante were sent for training. So there are two likely interpretations. Number one, either somebody is complicit in sending them for training and paving the way for the attack, or there is somebody in the community that knows, or outside the community that knows, that the vigilante have gone for training. And so there was a lacuna that the people could harness. Now, this is very important because you will see a recurrent decimal when we go on. There was no arrest of any terrorists because, according to a spokesman of government, that the DSS made contact with them and ordered them to release the victims. of the abduction. And that because the terrorists know the consequences of not releasing the kidnapped victims, that they willingly release the victims. Now, a report just came out that a nearby community not too far away from Ereku called Isakpa was attacked by terrorists, but the vigilante from Ereku were mobilized to that place. Were vigilante there, and soldiers from Ereku were mobilized to that place, and they resisted the attack, and the attackers fled. The question that will be passing through your mind: do you trust your government officials? I told you trust is very important. Do you trust their narrative? The same terrorists that abducted people, that willingly released the people because of the consequences of the actions that the DSS and the mobilized operatives that coordinated the release from the presidency, why did they go and attack Isapa? I hope I'm pronouncing it very well. ISAPA. Within a few days of the release of these victims. Do you trust this narrative? Now, there was another narrative of the one in Niger State. The governor said that military personnel at roadblocks before and after the school were withdrawn some minutes before the attack. And the army people said they were going to investigate. And the army has released a report that a sergeant major unilaterally, without instruction, asked the soldiers to withdraw the time that they withdrew. He was not instructed from headquarters. These are the soldiers, the same security people that Buratai and several others said that they obey orders. They were sent there by an order, but a sergeant major, without authority from the headquarters, unilaterally took a decision to withdraw soldiers from their positions of responsibility. Do you trust that narrative? Can you trust your soldiers for your safety when they can unilaterally withdraw? Another question I want to ask: is there going to be punishment meted out to that sergeant major? Another question I will want to ask: what tribe is that sergeant major? What religion is that sergeant major? Can we see that sergeant major and know him? Do you trust your soldiers? Do you trust their commanders? Can you entrust your life to them? We have had reports that people will come, security forces will come and disarm local vigilante, and after they are disarmed, that attackers will come and massacre people and go back. Do you trust your security forces? This is a key issue in this country. Lack of trust. Now, the presidential spokesman said that they know where these terrorists are. You know, one of the things with narratives If you give one narrative, you will need to continue giving another narrative to buttress your first narrative. Now, any statement you make is like an elephant. It is very difficult to hide. Even when it is dead, to hide an elephant, you will keep needing more leaves to cover it. So, somebody said that one of the things he admires about me is the ability to say the same thing over and over without altering what I'm saying. I don't have a good memory. So when I make a statement, I don't need to tell a lie because I will need to remember my first lie to produce a second lie to cover the first lie and a third lie to cover the second lie and a fourth one. Do you trust media aids to the government? Do you trust your government? The presidential spokesman subsequently said that they know where the terrorists are and that they live sometimes with their victims, and that because of fear of collateral damage, that is why they don't attack the terrorists before they attack. Very good excuse. I will ask a simple question. America came into Nigeria, rescued their citizens, and flew away with them without losing any soldier and without shooting the victims. But they eliminated all the terrorists in the camp. Are you trying to tell me, sir, that our soldiers and our security forces lack the diligence and the training to extract victims from bandits or terrorists without collateral damage? My friend Bayo Nanuga, please go and watch 90 minutes at Entebbe and come back and watch yourself what you said. How the Israelis were able to go to Entebbe Airport. I've landed in Entebbe Airport. They landed, carried their citizens away. Only one was not there. That's Dora Bloch. She was in hospital. And they lost only one soldier, Konig Netanyahu, the brother of Benjamin Netanyahu, because they made a fatal mistake of not blowing the observation tower, and a sniper shot him from there. So what are you telling me? That you can't have precision. Now, even in Nigeria here, a terrorist that escaped from Zamfara State to Bauchi, that was living among the people, the DSS was able to go there and extract him and arrest him. Why would you want to portray gallant soldiers and officers as incapable people? Do you trust what Bayo Nanuga has said? I want to hear these answers in the comment section. And so we have a lot of excuses and explanations. Do you trust your judiciary? America has given a condition to the federal government that Sunday Abraham, who was sentenced to death by hanging after overcoming an attacker, and in the process, the attacker died, and that he was sentenced to death, that he should have run away. Do you trust your judicial system to protect you and to defend you and to give the right judgment? The Inspector General of Police said that they did not arrest the bandits, the terrorists, because they willingly offered themselves. So I want to ask a question. If those who killed Brigadier General Musa Uba willingly come out and say we killed General Musa Uba, you won't arrest them. Do you trust the judicial system to apply the rules uniformly, or you feel that some people are treated more severely than others? Simple question. Do you trust your governors? Do you trust your legislative arm? Let me spread it a little bit. Do you trust the clergy, both Islamic and Christian clergymen? Do you trust your Christian brethren to adequately represent the faith when the faith is being attacked, or they will buckle under pressure? Let me go a little bit deeper. Do you trust your wife? Durex did a research, and I shared it, and people were angry that Nigerian women are the most promiscuous in the world, and that time it was, I think, 40% of firstborns do not belong to their fathers. A clinic recently where they do DNA analysis said that a significant percentage of children that are brought for DNA analysis do not belong to their fathers. And I have said, if DNA test becomes 10,000 naira, that there will be war, there will be crisis. Because many people will suddenly find that they've been raising other people's children. Do you trust your husband? Are you sure that he doesn't have children elsewhere? I went to speak to the men's fellowship of a denomination some years back, and I told them I don't do adultery. And these men went back to their various churches, one in particular, and they were saying, can that be possible? Is that true? And one of them was bold enough to go and meet a lady and ask her, do you think that your husband does not commit adultery? These are Christian men. Can you be trusted with money? Can you be trusted with resources? When you borrow, can you be trusted to pay back? Can you trust your mechanic, your tailor? There is a fundamental problem in this country, and it's the issue of trust. Issue of trust. Traditional rulers, can you trust them? That some of them have not sold land to these bandits and collected money. I know where somewhere where the bandits provided receipts that they paid to the traditional ruler for them to stay there and graze. Do you trust your police? Do you even trust your lawyer? These are key questions we need to answer. The problem of this country is a problem of trust, responsibility, performance, resonance. If we can work these things out, do you trust INEC, the Independent Electoral Commission? Do you trust them? People are battling for 2027 as if they trust INEC. Can you trust INEC and their returning officers? We are in a serious problem in this country, and the problem is a problem of trust. And it goes beyond the shores of this nation that even our people overseas have the issues of trust as Nigerians. I am Dr. Charles Apoki. God bless you. Remember, on the 5th, we have a webinar, and it's on marriage. My wife and I will speak. And then on the 4th, on the 5th, we have a couples outreach for 40 couples, sponsored by Salimo Wits Foundation from Lagos. And Saturday is the grand finale, and we have the celebration of 40 years of marriage, my wife and I. Send a message to +234 80 28 25 8702, or send a message to +234 80 21 21 92 62. God bless you.